I absolutely love cameras. Now, earlier in the season, we took a look at the Canon 5D Mark III. So this time around, we have something else, which is the 650D from Canon as well. Just for the sake of it, we put those two together on a more budget-conscious level to see exactly what you're paying for and exactly what you need. So I have two cameras in front of me. One I've already shown on the show before, and it is a beast. It is a monster. It's the Canon 5D Mark III. It's just a machine. What else can I say? In fact, I recently shot something overseas, and all the cameras they used were the 650D, obviously with multiple lenses though, and proper rig setup. Now next to it, and this really doesn't quite explain how big a difference between the two are, but it is a little brother to this. This is the 650D, and it's a very, very nice camera as well. It's just come out. So why do I have the two out here? Well, for one thing, there's almost a 10,000 ringgit price difference, and that's just the starting price without a lens between these two. But why do we pay so much more for something like the 5D Mark III? Obviously better performance. So I thought I would highlight some of the really cool things you can get out of the 650D, which perhaps you can't get out of the 5D Mark III. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons between the 650 and, of course, the 5D Mark III. Firstly, the Mark III, being that pricey, you expect a lot of bells and whistles to go with this camera. The ISO is really, really good. You get a very high ISO, but also you get very low noise at the same time. So when you're shooting, when it's very dark at night, the quality is still pretty darn good if you ask me. That's my lame attempt at an American accent. Never mind, moving on swiftly. Little things do make a difference with the 5D. For example, the viewfinder right there is slightly bigger than the one on the 5D. So those with bigger eyes may prefer using that. It's just a little bit clearer to see and so forth. Let me put that down. Also, it's weather sealed, so you can go and shoot in all sorts of adverse weather conditions. And given the amount of rain that we've had in Kuala Lumpur recently and across the whole nation as well, that goes a long, long way, just to say the least. And of course, the large sensor helps with the pictures as well. It goes without saying. As for the 650 though, it's such a cute camera. For one, I haven't shown this at all. You actually haven't seen the back. We have that, the flip out monitor. I love that. You know, you can shoot, you can just flip it however you want. 5D doesn't have that. You can also touch away on this, less buttons on the back. As a comparison, let me just close that up. It's gonna show significantly fewer buttons. It's less clustered. Sometimes when you're using the 5D, you might say, oh, what do I press? Oh, okay. Now, one thing about the 5D Mark III, when they launched it, or rather just before they launched it, they said it would have an autofocus feature when you're filming a movie. It doesn't have it. Maybe it'll come one day in an update, but for now, I'm not entirely certain. This, though, has the autofocus when you're shooting movies. And nowadays, a lot of people are using a DSLR to shoot their movies. Like I mentioned early on, I recently shot another show down in Singapore, and they use this with various lenses, and it worked out absolutely brilliantly, I have to say. The other big difference, obviously, is the price. When you're paying 1, 2, 3, 5 times as much just for the body, you better make sure you know what you're going to be doing this and you're going to use it professionally. This one you can take on holiday with you. It's smaller, it's lighter. Obviously, I know the lens is bigger right now on the 5D, but the body itself is smaller, therefore it is lighter at the end of the day. All in all, I think it's pretty nifty. And of course, HDR, if you're into that sort of thing, this has got built-in HDR. So those are some of the pros and the cons of both cameras. Of course, on paper, if you ask me which one is better, hands down, no question about it, 5D Mark III. It better be, the amount you're paying for it. But do you really need something as powerful as that if you're not a professional photographer? Very hard to say, because this can quite easily get the job done. Yeah, this one's got more storage slots, but at the same time, this has got an inbuilt flash. Although I'm not a big fan of inbuilt flash, at least it has it. Do you know what I mean? I have to say, they're both smashing cameras, they're both great. Canon, there's a whole line of cameras that you could choose from. This is just one, and this is just another. It just happens this is very high-end, and this is not as high-end. But by all means, go check it out for yourself in the shops. Just have a feel, have a tinker, and see what you think.